And one more take.
So long story short, there was somebody in distress the other night, and I waited with them while the cops came, right? Didn't do much. I was just in the vicinity. Other people were there consoling them, but I was also like around as, the situation unfolded. And somebody's response to that was, do you really think you made a difference in her life by you being there, by you saying what you did, by you acting the way that you acted? Because the way that I saw her, she was like in a catatonic state, and it looked like she was just walking and like out of it until I kind of was like, "Oh, are you okay?" And then that kind of triggered the event to happen from there. And from what I've been made aware of, certain people say that it's a good thing that I was, even though I wasn't able to maybe prevent the atrocity that happened to that woman, that at the very least people were there to, I'm not saying me because there are other people there who helped within the situation, and we're trying to, like, somebody else called the cops, somebody was there like consoling her, like there's so many different people that played a different role in that moment. Somebody made the point that even though you weren't able to prevent the thing from happening, it's like the fact that you're able to then still witness and hold space for them in the context of like, because so many times when horrible things like this happen, it gets swept under the rug. People dismiss it. People go unseen within the thing that they're experiencing. So I think even when we're able to, at least at the very least, be there for somebody while they're going through something and help them however we can, I think that does a lot. So my friend essentially asked me, do I think I did anything, right? I don't know if anything that I said or did impacted her. I don't know if it helped her at all. I operate under the notion that when you, and this expands past far, or past just the situation, right? Even when it comes to giving knowledge, when it comes to giving a gift, when it comes to giving help, all I can do is give that thing. I cannot be responsible for how somebody then receives that. Now, in theory, right, and in with intention, what my intention would be for this person to receive it in a way that is beneficial to them, with the intention that I set forth, be it for this reason or that purpose or whatnot. But what I cannot do is make that person then receive that intention, then experience it from that perspective. So when I was being asked, like, oh, do I think it matters what I did? Do I think it matters what I did? That's not for me to decide. I'm not that person. I cannot, from the perspective I hold, determine whether or not that what my actions were impacted, helped, didn't help, if it was useless, if it was, because it could have just very well been nothing, right? I'm not going to act as if I'm some superhero for simply stopping somebody and asking, like, are you okay? But at least I did something. Like, if I'm going to approach every situation with the mentality of, oh, they're not going to appreciate it, it's never going to impact anybody, then literally nobody would do shit for anybody at any point in time or in any capacity. Nobody would do anything. There would be no purpose in doing anything if we went into things with the intention of expecting things to happen a certain way. Like, things would just, and actually no, I say that incorrectly. When people do that, they get upset because then when their intention isn't received the way they expect it to be received, they get frustrated. Which I'm not acting like as if that paradigm is too far separate from my own frustrations while trying to communicate like the things that I know and things that I experience. That's a little bit more of a nuance, kind of. But getting back to the main topic at hand, what I'm trying to say is all I can do is present information, and I can't necessarily influence or change how somebody receives it. Now, in the other context of me then trying to share information and me getting annoyed, where I get annoyed isn't even that people receive it the way that they do. I think it's more so the pattern itself that I have of seeing people wanting to experience better, seeing people set and speak their intentions very sincerely, having the ability to maybe shift or change what they are going through with the things that I am saying, and then it's simply being dismissed. But I don't, and again, I'm not acting as if anybody owes me the time of day. I'm acting as if, like, because I understand that there's going to be skepticism. And I think that is the more frustrating part. It's like operating from the stance of knowing that this is the nature of the situation and how I'm approaching it, but still seeing it unfold in a way that doesn't allow the people that you care about being able to then grasp that knowledge. Because then in certain ways it's like I can go in with the intention of knowing that not anybody is necessarily going to receive what I'm saying or understand what I'm saying, but it gets, I guess, disappointing, not from the sake of me feeling offended that people don't take the things that I say. It's more so, well, a couple things. It's nuance. The way that people approach these topics, the way that it's handled, and then what I don't like is more so the dismissal of and the way that people then treat the person then giving this information or then saying something. It's like somebody complaining, and then you giving them, and not always like saying, oh, you got to just give people resolution. Some people just like to vent or whatever else. But hearing somebody be frustrated about something, and then you basically trying to offer the solution directly in correlation to the things that they are saying, and then them not being able to see what that is. So again, I don't give with the intention of anybody. All I can do is give the information. How you receive it is not up to me. But it does kind of suck when you see people who are still then frustrated continually about the things that you are trying to basically help them change. And I'm not sure if I'm wording the thought process that I have behind my frustration properly. And maybe it's literally just the exact same thing and I'm just dissecting the why behind it. I really don't know. But I think what it really is, if I'm gonna really like, I guess, sit with it and kind of think about it, what really, it feels more isolating. It feels, I don't expect anybody to get it, but I mean, it's like I expect at least somebody, to kind of like be open or to at least be able to experience certain things. And it just becomes very isolating when there are so many things that you're experiencing and you're wanting to maybe share it, but you have absolutely nobody to maybe share it with because of their lack of bandwidth to then maybe interact with these topics. So I don't expect the high majority of people I say to accept anything I say or to even be open to the things that I say. And oftentimes I really don't even talk about these things often. I've gotten to the point where genuinely, like a high majority of the time that anybody sees me, they see me like just dancing, partying, and chilling. Like 9 out of 10 times you see me just like vibing and doing my own thing. So I guess what gets frustrating is like the few attempts that I have to maybe try and bridge that gap and then try to make connections or try to deepen the connections to the point where I'm able to then share my life and share the other aspects of my experience with other individuals. It's just met with blatant walls. And I think that is what frustrates me more than people not hearing my advice. Like I don't necessarily care if people listen to what I say. Nobody has to. Like I don't really give a fuck about that. But I think I'm really gonna sit on it. What really bothers me is more so I wouldn't even say bothers me. What really kind of just gets kind of annoying to deal with. It's just the isolation that then comes with these experiences and then not being able to have other people to relate to you or at least have any capacity to believe what you're saying past them thinking like, all right, buddy, like that's cool for you. Like there's so many things that I've set out to accomplish that I've been so excited to do that I've been able to do. And some of these things are things that people have voiced that they have the genuine desire to do. Like one of the things that came up in this conversation was they're like, oh yeah, if all these things were real, then you'd have the ability to leave this reality. I have. Like I literally have. And that is what frustrates me. It's like these things that you're saying, it's like you want to engage with them. I hear that people want to engage with them. And I hear that the potential for me to then be able to interact with people in this way. And then because of their inability, because of their bandwidth, there's just a wall, and it's maddening almost sometimes. It's almost very maddening to hold so much and not be able to like give it to anybody. It's like holding the entire contents of an entire ocean and nobody's cup being able to even hold a drop of it. But I think it's just the nature of the spiritual journey sometimes, and the nature of how we kind of have to experience things. Everybody's on their path. Everybody is not going to necessarily understand the things that I go through. And I mean, over time, I know I'll find like my crew, my people, the people who will be aligned and who will understand like what I'm saying and not necessarily take it to or misunderstand it. Simply understand things I'm saying and not misunderstand it. It's just sometimes, I guess, isolating while getting to that point. But either way, peace and blessings, and I hope you guys have a great day.